Hey guys, welcome back to the TSF training channel. In this video, I'm going to be showcasing the versatility of a kettlebell and how you can incorporate it into your warm-ups and as part of your accessory work for any strength training session. My squat session today, I'm going to be using a very simple strength training system, but a very effective strength training system. It's the 5-3-1 strength program by Jim Wendler. If you're not familiar with the program, I highly suggest you check it out. It is very effective for building strength in beginners, intermediates, and advanced lifters. It's the very first strength training program that I ever did, and I got some amazing results from it. So I'm looking forward to seeing where I can take this over the next few months. Now, I haven't lifted a barbell in quite some time, so today I'm not going to be lifting super heavy. I'm just going to be focusing on my form and showing you guys how to incorporate kettlebells into your strength training program. Okay, let's kick off the warm-up for today. First off, we've got a back step lunge, so picking up your kettlebell, holding it nice and tight to your chest, and we're just going to step backwards and drop one knee to the ground. Making sure you count your own reps here. I will do most of the talking and I will do less of the counting in today's video. So as you perform this, make sure that front knee tracks in line with your toes. Make sure the leg that you push towards the back, you end up on the balls of your feet, and just lightly drop that knee to the ground. You don't have to touch the ground, but if you can, that's awesome. And then squeeze the glute and drive up off that front leg to bring yourself back to neutral before initiating the next rep. As mentioned, we're doing 10 reps each leg before we move on to the next movement. So the next warm-up we're going to do is a kettlebell hip opener. You're going to get down onto one knee and then the opposite leg, keep it in line with your knee but move it to the side, and then you're going to shift your weight towards the heel, keeping the kettlebell nice and central. So we're not going too heavy here, we're just going nice and light, and I'm not pushing any ranges that aren't easily accessible to me right now. So by that I mean we're not pushing through extreme stiffness or tightness, we're just lightly moving, just trying to open up those hips. And just like the back step lunge, for this exercise we're going to do 10 reps each side before swapping to the other side. Now as you lean towards the working side, make sure you're squeezing the glute at the same time in order to keep the knee tracking in line with the toes. We want to try avoid the knee caving inwards while we perform this move. Once you've done that, just move your kettlebell out of the way and grab the lighter weight that we began with, or depending on how you feel and how comfortable you are with various weights, you can use the same weight that you used for the kettlebell hip opener. This particular movement is one of my favorites for increasing shoulder stability and regaining control through the mid-trap and scapular area. Now, make sure you move nice and slow and controlled as you perform this movement. There's no need to be performing this one as fast as you can or as heavy as you can. We're after control and stability through this entire movement. Now, if you can't quite reach the floor as you rotate through this movement, feel free to place a plate or a block next to your foot and use that as a target, something to aim for. As the weeks progress and you get a little bit more flexible, you can obviously use a less thick target and eventually work your way all the way down to the floor. Also, as you rotate and press the kettlebell overhead, make sure you keep your eyes on the kettlebell. This will help you keep that working arm nice and straight, and it'll help form a nice straight line from the kettlebell all the way down to the ground to the non-working arm. So that's the end of round one for the warm-up. You've got 2 more to go, so carry on and focus on your form throughout both of the next 2 rounds. Okay, now that that warm-up is finished, the body should be nice and primed, ready to go for our squat session. So you can put your kettlebells away, set your barbell up on a rack, and just get yourself ready to begin our squats. We're going to begin with 3 warm-up sets before we hit 3 main working sets. And for all 6 of those sets, the 3 working and the 3 warm-up sets, we're going to be doing 5 reps of a back squat. Now, I don't recommend loading your barbell this way, but when you're in a home gym, you work with the space that you've got. So unfortunately for me, that means loading from side on as opposed to facing the end of the barbell. Don't forget your clips. Now, as mentioned, today in this program, I'm going to be using a 5-3-1 strength program that is designed by Jim Wendler. Today, we're going to be focusing purely on the squat, and we're going to accommodate that with some accessory movements using a kettlebell. Jim Wendler's 5-3-1 program is renowned for its simplicity and effectiveness in building strength. The program revolves around 4 main lifts. It's the squat, the deadlift, the bench press, and the overhead press. But as I said, today we're going to be focusing on the squat. Now, the 5-3-1 program is structured in 4-week cycles, and each week has a specific set and rep scheme designed to progressively increase your strength. So I'm going to take a 3-minute rest here in between all of my strength sets today. 3 to 5 minutes is ideal for full central nervous system recovery. But for today's session, I'm just going to be taking 3 minutes rest in between each set. Now, if you're not familiar with Jim Wendler's work, I will add a link in the description below so you can head over to that page and you can read all about how the 5-3-1 strength system works. So for each of these sets, I'm going to be taking a 3-minute rest. This will allow full central nervous system recovery to ensure that I can hit the next set without too much fatigue. Anywhere from 3 to 5 minutes is ideal depending on the percentage of weight that you're going to be lifting. So by that I mean what percentage of your 1 rep max it is. So the higher the percentage, the lower the reps you will ordinarily do, but the longer the rest period you will need. So you're doing say 7x2 at 80% of your 1 rep max, then you'd definitely be having 4 or close to 5 minutes rest before you hit your next set. Just to make sure you can do all 7 sets of those 2 reps without too much fatigue. Also, I'd never ordinarily squat facing this way in a rack. I'm only squatting facing this way for the purpose of this video because I don't want my back facing the camera for the entirety of the video. Again, this is one of the joys of having a home gym. You are very limited on space. I'm quite limited on where I can put my camera during these sessions, so I figured I'd squat facing outwards of the rack. Not ideal for re-racking at all, but I think once the weight starts to get a little bit heavier, then I might face the proper way and face the rack. It's much safer to re-rack back onto the J-cups as you're facing them as opposed to walking backwards. That can be a little bit awkward and you can run the risk of injury. So don't do it. Face the rack and re-rack each time facing the J-cups. Okay, so the final piece of work we're doing in today's session is some kettlebell swings. We're going to finish off with a nice little conditioning piece. It's going to be 6 rounds in total. We're going to be working for 1 minute and resting for 1 minute. So if you have a clock to set up, you want to set the timer for 12 minutes, either counting up or counting down. And then you're going to work for 1 minute, rest for 1 minute for a total of 6 rounds, which will equal a total of 12 minutes all up. So set your clock, get your kettlebell ready, and let's get ready to burn some extra calories and do a little bit of extra conditioning work to finish off this awesome session. Right, here we go, 10-second countdown, time to hit our first set of 1 minute kettlebell swings. We're doing a Russian standard for these swings, so we're just going to eye height. Make sure you squeeze the glutes, slight bend in the knees as the kettlebell passes between your legs. Push the hips forward aggressively and pull the kettlebell up towards eye height. this session today. I hope that gives you guys a really good insight into how to incorporate kettlebells into your warm-up and also how to incorporate it into your accessory work during the strength training session. The session today, we covered total body really. We did a strength basis, which was squatting. We did some accessory work with bicep curls, calf raises, and then we did some conditioning work with the kettlebell swing. So it really is a fantastic way to make the most out of 1 hour training. If that's all you have to train a day, then it's a perfect way to do it. Incorporate strength training with kettlebells and you'll be on your way to achieving some fantastic results. So thank you for joining me. Hit the subscribe button if you'd like to see more. Hit us a like, it really helps us out, and I will see you guys on the next video.